Hey, do you want to invest in land and make some money on it without installing huge infrastructure? My name is Jon Galbreath, Higher Ground Properties, Western North Carolina. My contact information is in the description. You can reach out to me anytime. I'm going to talk to you today about some simple things you can do with raw land, minimal infrastructure, and make some good money, maximize your investment over time. So, not a definitive list, but you can do camping, hunting, farming, and logging on your property. So let's talk first, some first steps you need to do when you're looking for land. Two things. The first and important thing is to contact your zoning office. Say, hey, here's what I want to do on this particular property. Can I do it? The next thing you're going to want to do is contact an insurance company. Say, hey, here's the activity I'm thinking about doing on some land that I'm going to purchase. What's the insurance going to cost? They'll judge the risk and give you a quote. So those two things, make sure you can do what you want to do on your land, and make sure that you're going to have insurance for whatever you want to do. People coming on your land, it's always a good idea. So you need insurance coverage. So with camping, a lot of people rent out campsites. They can rent them on Airbnb. You can make it as raw or as interesting as you want. Charge accordingly. You can charge nightly, charge for the weekend, charge weekly. One thing for any of these activities that I would recommend if you're going to install any infrastructure would be water. Get a well drilled and make sure it's good water. Get it tested. If you need to filter it, purify it, have a really good water source so people can have drinking water, and they can have something to maybe skin a deer out if you're gonna lease your land for hunting. So with camping, that's a great income. The next one would be hunting. If you want to do, if you live nearby and you can manage the property, more and more people are renting out deer stands on their land, sometimes by the day, or by the weekend, or by the week. So short-term hunting leases are very popular right now and pretty profitable. A lot of people are charging $150 a day to go sit on a deer stand. Now, you have to be a hunter to be able to lease hunting land. Well, no, but it does help to have some hunting knowledge. One thing that you have to have, well, you got to have animals to hunt. So, during the summertime, you want to go out there, put up a corn feeder, put a camera on it, see what kind of animals you have, and if legal in your state, you continue to have that supplemental food source on your property through the hunting season. Because if you're not feeding, you better believe your neighbors are. So whoever has the best food is going to have the animals. So if you are not around to manage that property, you don't live close by, maybe you live out of state, you can arrange a long-term annual hunting lease, and you can charge by the acre. And if you don't know what to charge, if you know someone in the area that does it, ask them. If you charge $5, $10, $20 an acre, whatever it may be, you can always call down for hunting and farming. You can call down to your local extension office. Every county will have one. Here in North Carolina, it's NC State. Their job is to extend solid information to the public when it comes to things like agriculture, and they do even get in to the wildlife management realm as well, which has to do with hunting. They can help you out with your hunting lease. Now, the next thing would be leasing to a farmer. You got plenty of land. Maybe you want to lease to a cattle rancher, or you can lease to a row cropper. Does someone want to build greenhouses on your property? Always a good idea to have a well. Now, a lot of commercial farmers are going to want commercial grade well. Oftentimes that means 3 horsepower or more for your well pump to be able to have enough pressure, volume of water coming out of there to be able to water their crops. So that's one another thing you can do is again, reach out to your local extension office and ask them, say, hey, what is the going lease rate for annual leases for this particular type of farmer? And they'll be glad to help you out. Now, the last thing would be logging. So before you go and purchase property, and you got, let's say it got some good timber on it. I've got a forester in my phone. I can call him anytime, and I say, hey, here's how many acres we got. Here's how much of it's forested, approximately, and he'll give us a quote over the phone about what it would take and to come out and get a timber cruise done on it before they purchase, so they know what their timber value is. And so oftentimes people buy property, they'll go in there, they can a full timber harvest, or do a select cut harvest, only harvest certain valuable trees. And oftentimes what a forester will act as is basically a real estate agent for the logging industry, so they can represent the property owner. Hey, I'm not a logger, I'm not a forester. If I'm going to log my land, I'm hiring a forester to arrange the deal for me. They're gonna connect with the logger. They're going to make sure the logger is giving a fair price for the property, and then you're going to give a percentage of your profits to the forester that helped you, that prevented you from getting swindled and getting ripped off. So that's some steps you can take to make money, without installing huge infrastructure and hundreds of thousands of dollars on building a cabin. And you can, back in 2020, when that whole thing happened, everything got shut down. And guess what got shut down with it? The short-term rental industry. And so a lot of people had mortgages that they couldn't pay because they didn't have cash flow. Now, what I've described here are things that are, just open air out on your land. And, those things are things that are not going to get shut down, if the government decides to shut things down again. So I hope this information has been valuable. My name is Jon Galbreath, Higher Ground Properties, Western North Carolina. Reach out to me anytime. Thanks for watching.